Tonight, we're delving into a political tremor with the potential to reshape the Republican landscape, a high-stakes fallout between two colossal figures, former President Donald Trump and the mercurial tech billionaire Elon Musk. What might have once been dismissed as a spat between titans has escalated, sending ripples through the GOP, a party already navigating a complex post-presidency era. This isn't just about personalities, it's about power, influence, and the future direction of a major American political party. The battle lines, though perhaps unwillingly drawn for some, are becoming clearer. Now, several key Republicans, individuals with significant political capital and ambitions, find themselves caught squarely in the middle of this escalating feud. These aren't minor players. They are senators, strategists, and potential future leaders, each with their own intricate ties and dependencies on both Trump's base and Musk's disruptive, often anti-establishment appeal. They face an incredibly tough choice, a political tightrope walk, where a misstep could have profound consequences for their careers and the broader party dynamics. The pressure is mounting, and the decisions they make in the coming weeks and months will be telling. The central question, the one we'll be exploring tonight, is this. Will these influential Republicans be forced to pick a side? Will they align themselves with the enduring power of Donald Trump, the man who reshaped the party in his image? Or will they gravitate towards Elon Musk, a figure who commands a different kind of influence, particularly with a younger, more tech-savvy demographic, and who isn't afraid to challenge political orthodoxy? Or is there a third path, a delicate, perhaps impossible attempt to appease both of these formidable forces? The answers could very well define the next chapter for the GOP. First, let's consider J.D. Vance. As vice president, he's not just a significant figure within the current Republican hierarchy, he's widely seen as a potential heir to the Trump mantle, a successor who embodies many of the same populist ideals. This unique position places him in an extraordinarily delicate spot. On one hand, his loyalty to President Trump is foundational to his political standing and his future ambitions within that wing of the party. Any perceived wavering could be detrimental, undermining the very base that propelled him to his current office. He understands the power of Trump's endorsement and the loyalty he commands. Naturally, Vance has a powerful incentive to mediate this conflict, to somehow find common ground between Trump and Musk. A public, protracted war between these two giants is not in his interest, nor arguably in the interest of a unified conservative movement he might one day hope to lead. He's known for his intellectual approach to politics, and one can imagine him working behind the scenes, trying to smooth ruffled feathers and remind both men of their shared adversaries. The risk for him is immense. Failing to bridge this gap could weaken his own standing, making him appear ineffective or worse, disloyal to one or both. Adding another layer of complexity is Musk's apparent, albeit sometimes unconventional, endorsement of Vance in the past. They share certain political stances, particularly a skepticism of established institutions and a focus on domestic manufacturing and nationalistic economic policies. Losing Musk's support, or the support of the voters Musk influences, would be a significant blow, especially if Vance aims to broaden his appeal beyond Trump's core base. It's a high-wire act. Maintain the crucial backing of Trump while not alienating a powerful and potentially very useful ally in Elon Musk. The stakes for the vice president could not be higher. Then there's Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. His relationship with Donald Trump is, to put it mildly, complicated. Once a protege, their alliance fractured during the presidential primary lead-up, revealing deep-seated rivalries and ambitions. While the hatchet might appear buried for the sake of party unity, the underlying tension undoubtedly remains. DeSantis has carved out his own brand of conservative governance in Florida, and he's always looking to the future, to what his next political move might be. This feud presents both a challenge and, perhaps, an opportunity for him. DeSantis has been notably supportive of Elon Musk, particularly Musk's stance on free speech and his acquisition of X, formerly Twitter. He's praised Musk's business acumen and his willingness to challenge what they both see as woke ideologies. This alignment with Musk could be strategically beneficial for DeSantis, offering him a powerful ally outside the traditional Trump orbit. As he potentially considers future national campaigns, Musk's backing, financial, rhetorical, or through his vast social media platform, could be a game changer, providing a distinct lane. The critical question for DeSantis is how he balances these dynamics. Siding too overtly with Musk could reignite hostilities with Trump, potentially alienating a significant portion of the GOP base that remains fiercely loyal to the former president. Conversely, if he were to criticize Musk to appease Trump, he might lose a valuable and influential supporter in Musk, someone who represents a different kind of conservative energy. Musk's backing could significantly influence his future political moves, offering him leverage and resources. For DeSantis, this Trump-Musk rift is a delicate dance, a test of his strategic acumen. Stephen Miller, a name intrinsically linked with the Trump administration, finds himself in a particularly intricate position. As President Trump's former senior advisor and chief architect of many of his key policies, particularly on immigration, Miller's loyalty and connection to Trump are undeniable and deeply rooted. He remains a prominent voice in the MAGA movement, a trusted strategist whose influence within Trump's inner circle continues. His career has been largely defined by his association with the former president, making his allegiance a cornerstone of his political identity. However, the situation is complicated by Miller's past advisory relationship with Elon Musk. Before, and even during some of Musk's more politically charged moves, Miller was reportedly among those offering counsel, sharing insights, particularly as Musk navigated the complexities of content moderation and political engagement on his social media platform. This connection, though perhaps less public than his ties to Trump, is significant. It suggests a level of mutual respect, or, at least, a working relationship that transcends simple partisan lines, rooted in shared concerns about free speech or certain policy directions. Now, with the rift between Trump and Musk widening, Miller could find his loyalties, or at least his ability to engage with both, severely tested. How does he advise President Trump regarding Musk if he also values, or has valued, a line of communication with Musk himself? The feud could directly affect his standing and influence. If forced to choose, the path seems clear given his history, but any such choice might close doors or strain relationships that were once, perhaps surprisingly, open. For a strategist like Miller, navigating this without alienating either powerful figure will require immense skill. The complexities deepen when we consider Katie Miller, Stephen Miller's wife. Her career trajectory has recently taken a fascinating turn, moving from a significant role in government, specifically at the Department of Government Efficiency during the Trump administration, to now working directly for Elon Musk. This isn't just a job change, it's a move that places her right at the intersection of these two powerful and now feuding personalities. Her professional life is now intertwined with Musk's enterprises, while her personal and past political life is deeply connected to Donald Trump through her husband. This creates an undeniable potential for both personal and political awkwardness. Imagine the dinner table conversations, the delicate navigation of loyalties when your spouse is a key figure in one camp, and your employer is the leading figure in what's becoming an opposing camp. The professional demands of her role with Musk will require dedication and alignment with his objectives, while the political realities of her husband's career are anchored to Trump's world. It's a situation that few would envy, requiring a careful balancing act. The question is how this dynamic plays out, not just privately, but in the broader political sphere. Does her role with Musk offer a potential back channel, a bridge, however fragile, between the two camps, perhaps through her husband? Or does it become a point of friction, a symbol of the divided loyalties that many in the Republican sphere are now grappling with? Her position is unique, a microcosm of the larger dilemma, how to reconcile allegiances when powerful figures, once perhaps compatible, are now increasingly at odds. The personal and political are inextricably linked here. Vivek Ramaswamy presents another fascinating case study in this unfolding drama. He's a figure who has often prided himself on his alignment with both Donald Trump's America First principles and Elon Musk's disruptive anti-establishment ethos. He's been a vocal supporter of many of Trump's policies and has echoed Musk's critiques of woke capitalism and big tech censorship. This ideological overlap has allowed him to carve out a unique space in conservative politics, appealing to different facets of the right-wing movement, from the traditional Trump base to the more libertarian, tech-oriented conservatives. His path has been that of an outsider, even when aligning with establishment figures. While he ultimately endorsed Trump after his own presidential bid, Ramaswamy has always maintained a degree of independence. The brief mentions a split from the administration, which in his context might be interpreted as his decision to pursue his own political course rather than seeking a formal role, or his willingness to diverge from established party lines if he deems it necessary. This independent streak is a core part of his brand, but it's now being tested by the Trump-Musk feud. Can he continue to champion both if they are actively attacking each other? Elon Musk has, at times, expressed a positive personal opinion of Ramaswamy, seeing him as a sharp, articulate voice. This mutual respect could be valuable. However, as the divide between Trump and Musk grows, Ramaswamy might find it increasingly difficult to maintain his vocal support for both without appearing to hedge his bets, or, worse, being seen as disingenuous by either side. He risks being pressured to choose, a choice that could alienate a segment of his diverse supporters. His challenge is to navigate this without compromising his carefully cultivated image as an independent, principled conservative. David Sacks, a prominent venture capitalist and a key member of the PayPal mafia alongside Elon Musk, is another individual deeply enmeshed in this conflict. His connections are formidable. A long-standing friendship and business association with Musk, and a more recent but significant role as a supporter and fundraiser for Donald Trump. Sacks has hosted high-profile events for Trump, signaling his alignment with the former president's political agenda, and he's not shy about voicing his conservative viewpoints, particularly on his influential podcast. The brief mentions his current White House role, which, if formal, elevates his position considerably, or at the very least, signifies a deep level of influence and access within Trump-aligned circles, perhaps as a key advisor or liaison, especially on tech and economic policy. This dual loyalty, or rather, these strong connections to both Trump and Musk, places Sacks in a unique and potentially powerful or perilous position. He understands the tech world of Musk and the political world of Trump, acting almost as a bridge between them. Now, with his close friend Musk and his political ally Trump at loggerheads, Sacks is undoubtedly feeling the pull from both directions. Can he maintain his strong ties to both men without being forced to mediate, or, more uncomfortably, choose a side? His voice carries weight in Silicon Valley and in conservative political circles. Any public leaning could send significant signals. He could try to act as a peacemaker, leveraging his relationships to de-escalate the feud, or he might find himself having to prioritize one relationship over the other, a decision with considerable personal and political ramifications. Finally, we turn to Senator Thom Tillis of North Carolina. For him, this feud isn't just an abstract political drama, it has very real and immediate implications. Tillis has faced tough re-election battles in the past, navigating the shifting tides of a swing state and the evolving dynamics within the Republican Party. He understands the necessity of building a broad coalition, which, in the current GOP, often means appealing to both the steadfast Trump supporters and the more independent-minded conservatives who might be swayed by a figure like Musk. His need for support from both factions is acute. Trump's endorsement, or lack thereof, can make or break a Republican primary, and his ability to energize the base is undeniable. Losing that could be catastrophic for Tillis. Simultaneously, in a state with a significant tech presence and a growing number of younger, more moderate voters, alienating Musk or the voters who admire Musk's innovative spirit and anti-establishment posture could also prove costly in a general election. Tillis needs every vote he can get, and this feud threatens to polarize potential supporters. How Senator Tillis chooses to navigate this dilemma could set an important example for other Republicans in similar purple or closely contested districts and states. Will he attempt a delicate balancing act, trying to praise the positive aspects of both men while avoiding taking a definitive side in their dispute? Or will the pressure from one faction or the other force his hand? His decisions and the consequences of those decisions in his next election cycle will be closely watched by colleagues facing the same precarious calculus. How to survive and thrive when two of the party's most influential figures are at war. So, as we've seen, the deepening rift between Donald Trump and Elon Musk isn't just a headline, it's a complex political challenge forcing a moment of reckoning for many influential Republicans. From Vice President J.D. Vance balancing loyalty and ambition to Senator Thom Tillis calculating electoral survival, each of these 7 individuals, and indeed many others across the party, are grappling with a difficult dilemma. The choices they make, whether to align, to mediate, or to distance themselves, will not only shape their own careers, but could also significantly influence the internal power dynamics and the very identity of the Republican Party. This isn't merely about picking between two powerful personalities. It's about the strategic direction of the GOP, the kind of conservatism it will champion, and the voters it will seek to energize. Will the party continue to be defined primarily by Trump's legacy and his direct influence, or will new forces, perhaps personified by Musk's brand of tech-infused anti-establishment populism, gain more traction and reshape its future? The ground is shifting, and the old playbooks may no longer apply in this evolving landscape. And that brings us to the final critical question, the one we leave with you tonight. Who do you think these Republicans and others like them will ultimately choose to align with? Will they prioritize the known quantity of Trump's base, the disruptive potential of Musk's influence, or will they attempt the perilous path of neutrality? And perhaps more importantly, what will these choices mean for the future of the GOP and the broader American political conversation? The story is still unfolding, and we'll be here to keep them honest.